Do you not understand the meaning of the word stand down? Phase 3 is complete. Evacuate the lower floors, secure the server room, and anyone, can you please tell me why the laser was calibrated incorrectly? Well, other than the obvious, if that misfired, then my darling would have been woken up, and there's this very, very important journalism convention tomorrow. What? What do you mean the laser was calibrated right an hour ago? If that's true, then who could have possibly tampered with the laser before? Oh, look who we have here. The city's favorite cape. You know what? Let's just make this quick. My darling wants crepes for breakfast. Tomorrow's recipe proves rather tedious. I'd really rather not spend more time on this than I have to. God, I hate heroes. Misguided idealists who don't understand how the world works. You know, I can tell when you have one eye open. It was one of the first things I ever noticed about you. You're very perceptive. My darling reporter. I'm sorry, love. Did I wake you? Well, in my defense, I thought you were asleep. Well, that means you stayed up waiting for me again, did you? At least tell me you had dinner first. Good. I need to fix that damn bot. It made you quite the lovely Wellington. Should have been delivered to you on time. Just one sec, my love. I really don't like getting in bed with all my gear still on. I've been wearing my pajamas underneath my suit because I thought this would be a cozy night in. But I suppose the moon had other plans. This clasp is always snugged up. Much better. These gloves, very useful. So tedious. Much better. This suit. I swear it gets more dramatic every month. Not doing it on purpose. But, well, you seem to like it a lot. So I suppose it isn't that bad. Remember when I met you at the Heart of Darkness Club? Such a starry-eyed reporter trying to catch the baddest, villainous of them all. I suppose one of us was caught that night. This... Oh, I forgot I was still holding this. Let me put this down before I accidentally vaporize you. There. Now scoot over a little bit, darling. I'm freezing. How about you? Are you warm? Do you want a blanket? There. Much better. Honestly, you're hopeless sometimes. Staying up waiting for me like that. You know I always come back eventually. Still, I suppose I can't really complain too much. It's very nice knowing that someone worries about me. Most people in this city only worry because of me. I keep having to fix this blanket over you. You always kick it off in your sleep. I really don't understand how you manage it. Yeah, you'd think after living in a secret underground lair you could appreciate a warm bed. Well, I suppose I'm usually the one who needs cuddles for being too cold. Small price to pay for the cute supervillain suit I walk around in, I suppose. You know, I'm not entirely sure how much you heard, but I was very upset with Prismata today. That dumb cape, she burst into my lair like she hadn't already done thousands in damages the last time she did it, and, well, lo and behold, she didn't even put up a good enough fight for it to be interesting. Rude, honestly. Now my hair's all messy. I suppose it is a blessing in disguise. I guess she took it seriously when I told her I didn't want to waste time. Tomorrow's grapes day. I wouldn't want to make you subpar grapes after the long work week that you had, sweetheart. Flour, eggs, milk. The secret to a good crepe is letting the batter rest. If you rush it, the texture is just completely off. I still remember the first time I made them for you. I was so nervous, I flung one right at your face. Turned into a pancake somehow. Well, thank God, tech is my whole thing. Burns and scars are attractive, but I wouldn't want to give you a crepe scar. Thing is, you still ate them. 6 of them. Dreamiest thing anyone's ever done for me. Oh, here. You didn't have dinner, but you should have something to drink. You're acting like I don't normally care for you this much. I think it's very good practice to stay hydrated. Here. Just a few sips. Good. You always forget to drink water when you're tired. Me? No, I'm not tired. I'm more worried about you. Well, I know I've had my nose buried in work lately. I was really starting to wonder whether you're feeling a bit bad about it. But you know, a lot of the reason I've kept my distance, especially with work, lately this week is... I don't know. I feel like my plans, they haven't been going all that well lately. If I'm honest, I was a little bit afraid to face you. Because I want to be someone you can be proud of, and, well, I've had a bit of a rough string of luck. Not exactly bragging material. I suppose you're right. You're a writer. You live for all those stories. For some reason in my brain I was just like, no, I don't think my darling would be interested in hearing my schemes. Well, why not? Maybe that's what I was missing. Letting you in a bit more. Look at this. I spent 3 whole weeks planning this operation. I'm sure you've heard what ruined it despite my very quick victory Yeah, she misaligned the laser some time after we aligned it. It's incredibly sensitive, but as soon as it's taken out of position, it takes weeks to get it back. We need to time the laser with planetary alignments. All that, harnessing the power of the moon is no easy task. On top of that, well, do you know how hard it is to run an evil organization? You think the minions know what they're doing? Well, you'd think that the minions would at least read instructions from the laser manual. This one right here. I know that they know how to read. Wouldn't have hired them otherwise. Also, it isn't like you need to go to villain school to understand these things either. These laser instructions, they're practically like an IKEA guide. You think this is funny? Well, I suppose it is. Certainly no 9 to 5. Very much a labor of love. But I still have to deal with middle management. Karens, taxes. Well, I suppose our jobs aren't that different, factoring all that in. Except for this. Look at all of these. This diagram. Over here. The orbit timing. Even just the engineering challenges to time the alignment of the planets was intense. And alignment is very important because this beam right here reflects off the lunar surface, comes back amplified. It's a very elegant design, really. Take a look. You see that? Reflects right off that. And here. Oh, sorry. You know I tend to mumble. Let me put these away. Why do I want the moon's energy? Well, the moon has a kind of power that we've been trying to harness for centuries. Don't you notice how everyone's trying to do everything and anything with the moon these days? Everyone's trying to land on it. Every billionaire is trying to build a colony on it. You see, the moon is the largest natural battery in our entire solar system. I've been fascinated by it ever since I was a young girl. Looks like a rock in the sky, yes. But it's a rock in the sky with potential. Governs tides, gravity, the subtle electromagnetic cycles of the Earth. Really, if you harness the moon's energy, well, you can only imagine the things that you can do. Of course, many civilizations, long before ours, have tried to harness its power. But none of them will ever understand it the way that I do. If I can tap in to this lunar energy and create a limitless power supply for my tech, well, we'll finally live in a world where no one can be threatened by the egocentric, bull-headed selfishness of heroes ever again. Listen to me. I guess you can understand why people think I'm crazy. You've been seeing it yourself, right? At work. What the news calls me now? Yes, yes, a lunar tyrant. At least make the name cute. Well, of course, tyrant makes me sound far less endearing than I actually am. Well, I'm glad you agree, my darling. You know, I still can't believe that they managed to find my hideout. Well, yes, after the last time they broke in, I made sure to tamper their signals, wipe their memories, everything. So really, there is no way they could have possibly found me. Did someone speak to you today? It's just that the security systems, they've been tampered with. But you were home all day. One of the heroes. I guess my memory serum was ineffective on them. But to approach you while I was gone, I cannot stand for that. I mean, what could they have possibly wanted? What? They left a note. God, I can't even read this. Because it makes me too upset. The nerve to try and warn you about me as though we don't share the same bed. These heroes, they always do that. Pretend like they're saving you. Oh, but they do. They always approach you like that at work, don't they? Calm voice, concerned expression. Because of course they're protecting you from me. The girl who loves you more than anything in the world. What? You're right. Sorry. I hate knowing that I've been keeping my distance from you all this time, and, well, the one time I tried to keep my distance, they decided to infiltrate my safe space. Our home. You belong to me. Not as property or anything like that. You're your own person. And I know you're far more than capable of protecting yourself. You're the only person that I care about. You're all I have. And knowing that they're willing to exploit that, well, it's become abundantly clear that heroes are no better than the villains they claim to protect this city against. It's not like villains are awful anyway. Oftentimes villains are people who just weren't given the chance to be heard out. I mean, sure, not all of my actions are justified, but they've completely misinterpreted my intentions. Oh yes, they most certainly have. Have you, too? I mean, do you even know what I'm fighting for? You know, I get the feeling that everyone thinks I want to rule the world. And, well, let's be honest with ourselves. Who doesn't want to? People can pretend like they don't, but I genuinely believe that everyone has a little drive to make something of themselves. To own something. Heroes want to own the public's trust and support. Villains, well, they want something much more complicated. So sure, I suppose there is a lingering part of me that wants to rule the world. That's not entirely wrong. But the full truth is, The reason that I need that moon energy, the reason I built all of this, is so that no one could threaten the ones that I love. And right now, that's you. Only you. Really, that's all power is to my security. The heroes of our city will never understand that. You know, this supervillain stuff. Way too much work. I need cuddles. It's been a very, very long day. I'm cold. Well, you're gonna have to warm me up then. You are so precious. Jeez, you have to hold still. Your hair's a mess. Honestly, darling, how do you manage to look so endearing, even half asleep? Just hold still. You know, we really do make a picturesque pair, don't we? Well, I don't want to waffle on and on about work for far too much longer, but it's always very exciting thinking about you by my side. Like, imagine what life would look like if we succeeded. We could rule the world together. No crime, no heroes, no villains. This false dichotomy of good versus bad could finally be put to rest. Hold on. Let me check the perimeter. No, darling, I promise. I won't do any more work after this. There we go. No intruders tonight. Maybe set an alarm. Tomorrow's our off day, but we only get one of these a week. I want to make sure that we enjoy it. Don't tell anyone. But you're the only person that can ever see me like this. Oh, yes. I'll try to go to sleep. I'll try. But you better not try and keep watch. Otherwise, I'm staying up with you. I think tomorrow I might try strawberry filling for those grapes. I really like fruity flavors. Or maybe chocolate. Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, fine. I'll make both. Just promise you won't